Selam. Selam means hello in Turkish. My name is Enes Ertuğrul, and I am founder of Optimum Theme, a Joomla Template club, which is a new template club. And also I have a web design company in Turkey, and we work with Joomla since 2008. Also, we have a new baby project. If you are interested in e-commerce, we have a Arasta brand, and it's fully open source, free e-commerce solution and standalone. Also, you can reach me from Optimum Theme Twitter account and also Enes Ertuğrul. Now in this session, I will talk about how to create a Joomla template from scratch with some advanced features. And let's first answer the question why to create your own template. First of all, you may want to set yourself free because there are lots of solutions and options in the market, but sometimes they don't meet with your requirements, and sometimes you would like to see your limitations if you have some CSS knowledge, PHP knowledge, etc. And sometimes you would like to keep it simple because the templates you will find in the markets are very full of advanced features, lots of libraries, jQueries, JavaScripts, etc. And if you don't use them, then it is useless that if you load them on your template. Uniqueness. As a template club owner, I have to say that we provide each month templates, but everyone can buy it. Everyone can use it on their website. So if you need a unique solution for your website, it's better to learn how to create your own template. As I said, if you have CSS knowledge, a little bit PHP, JavaScript, jQuery, etc., at no cost you can create your own template. It's good. And sometimes your customers come to you with a predefined design, so they don't prefer a template already existed. So to convert your design from PSD to Joomla, you need to learn how to create your template. So let's start to create our template. At the left side, you will see a standard Joomla installation. We have our Joomla default templates. I will show you how to create on Joomla installation. So I will create a new folder and name it as you want. I will name it test. And then I will create a file named index.php. Sorry. I will create another file named template details XML. These are the two files required for a basic Joomla template. Currently we have a Joomla template, that's all. So what we should use in these files? First of all, I will copy from my work to display it easily. Okay. Yes, here is the XML file, which is required for a Joomla template because we register our template via this file. And here is the extension tag and version, which describes Joomla version. And as an extension, we are creating a template. So as type, we define template. And this is a front-end template, not admin one. So we define site. And as methods, you can specify install or upgrade, but upgrade is better. I don't want to go more into details. And you give your template a name, creation date, author email, author URL, and copyright information, license information, and the version. If you update your template in the future, then you can change this information. And finally, the description. And then we have files text here. You need to register your files and folders from here. Currently, we have only index.php and template details XML file. So currently we only can specify these two files here. But I will create more files and folders to make it more advanced featured, to make it easy to work, categorized. I will have some other folders and files. So if you have folder, you can easily specify your folders between folder tags. If you have files, you can specify them within the file name tags. And positions. These positions are all up to you. You can define your module positions between position tags, and you can name it whatever you want. And finally, configs. These configs are, let's go to template manager. Before that, let's install our template, because we created the folders but we didn't install it yet. So from extension manager, go to discover, click on discover button, and as you can see, here is our template with the information we provided in template details XML file. And let's install it. Yes, we have our template installed, and here it is. Let's make it default and refresh our page. We have nothing, of course. Now, if you check template settings, here we have a tab, and if you have a language file, you can change this string within your native language. And here we have configurations and options for the template. You can define those options from here within the config tags. There are fields, as you can see here, where you can find those fields. You can search on the docs.joomla.org for form field, and you will find all available fields here. So, for example, for this text field, you can go to docs.joomla.org, and here is the text field. You can see how to use it, what sort of attributions it has, etc. So you can create your own parameters and options within your template XML details XML file. And so this is the basic structure of the Joomla template. Now I will go further, and I will create other folders. Let's duplicate this. This will be our config folder and CSS. HTML is very important for overrides. And images folder for your images. And if you have language files, you can store them in language folder. And finally, TPLs. Sorry. Yes, also your favicon if you want. Yes. In our template, today I will demonstrate how to create config files. First of all, let's see our helper PHP file. This is a helper function where I get from constructframework.com. It's a really good framework for Joomla. It was so inspiring for me. There is a little function, I don't want to go into details. This function detects the the layout file automatically and fetch it into index.php file. You will see soon, don't worry. And I will have a config file. In this config file, I will create my variables. And let's put something into our index.php file right now, like this. Yes. If we refresh the page, we will see a static content because we already have an index.php file, but we don't want to display a static content. So I will delete this and here let's copy this. Yes, here we used our function from the helper PHP file. First of all, we define exec or die. This is standard for Joomla. We import Joomla file system, and then we register our config file within config variable. So this is the path to the config file. And if we have a config file, we include it, and then we fetch the layout files. You will see it soon. And here is our config file. By the way, I will share all these files and folders from GitHub, so you can download them. This is how we get application object from Joomla and get document object from Joomla. For example, we can use this doc variable like this. Doc add style sheet and then path to the CSS file. This will add the CSS file into our head part in the template. So if you want to add a JavaScript file instead of a CSS, this time you need to use add script instead of add style sheet. This is a very easy way to add CSS files into your templates. Also, you can add them directly in the head section, but this is easy way. Also, you can create, as I told you before, we created some parameters here. For example, we have a bootstrap field in the template details XML file. Its name is bootstrap, and it's a radio button, and it has two options, enable and disable. Let's see how we used it in our config file. This is the bootstrap variable that we want to use. So you can get the options from your template detail XML file with this code. This params get and name of the field. So after registration, this variable, you can use it wherever you want in your template files. So now I will create, where is our TPLs files? Okay, stop case. Okay. Yes. Oh, I see. I will delete this one. Oops. I moved to trash. I'm looking for delete. Okay. Also delete this one. Yes. We have TPLs file, which I registered from the config file. Here, I have a variable TPLs, which is looking for template and TPLs folder, and then blocks variable, which is looking for TPLs and blocks folder. So I created a default PHP file. You can name it whatever you want. In this file, I put all the content, and actually, instead of using index.php file for the template for the site, I used default PHP file. So I edit the HTML heads here. Our HTML text starts here, and here is the Joomla standards include head. So whenever you add a CSS file from your config file, like this, it will be included directly into here. So you don't have to hard code here. And you can register your favicon, our body tag. And here is what we used, article IDs, item ID, cat ID, default, etc. All those variables are created here, in our config file. So if you check the source page, let's refresh this. See, yes, our body tag has those classes automatically. We get the language, we get the component name, we get if this page is default page of the Joomla, and the item number if this is a content article component. Yeah. So here is the blocks folder. In this folder we have PHP files. You can include those blocks within your default PHP with these codes. Include once, blocks, and now PHP. So you can see now PHP within your default PHP file. You can include all blocks. So whenever you need something to add your layout, you can create a file into blocks folder, and it will then, if you register it in the default PHP file, it will be displayed on your site. Let's see what we have in now PHP. Yes, this is now PHP. I used UIKit framework here. Yes, here you can find navbar codes. You can use Bootstrap if you want, but I wanted to show something different. This is UIKit, and you can copy this and paste into here. And at the end, when you refresh your page, you have something like this. Here we have our logo part. As logo part, if you specify this code, base URL, this base URL, it will automatically display the homepage of your site. So you don't have to change URL all the time. So whenever you click here, it will go to homepage. And then we have standard Joomla module code. This code includes a module named menu here. But before adding this module into here, we need to check if there is a module published on that position, because we don't want to display a blank area if there is no module there. So first of all, we have a condition: if this count modules menu, that means if there is a module on the menu position, then echo out this one. Okay, then let's publish a module on the menu position. We already have by default, so just change the module position name, save. Yes, we have our menu displayed here. Also, let's, by the way, this is the what we will have at the end of the session. So let's create the slideshow area here. So we need to create a slideshow PHP in the blocks folder first of all, and then we edit standard Joomla checks. If there is a module published on the slideshow position, then display here. And this is the module code. And let's go to admin panel, create a new custom HTML module. It's slideshow. Let's copy this. I think the editor removes some HTML codes. So let's go to editor none. Oh yeah, it doesn't show complete area. Yeah, we have module. Also, let's add here. So we need a new module position. So you can create, I will name it top A. So you can create a top A module position here. Classic checks if there is a module on the top A, display it. And then we register it here. Display top A in the default PHP. And if we create a new module, yes, we have the codes in that position. Do you have any question until that point? As I said, you can put every content, every code in your index.php file. But you will see soon that you can create alternative layout files and you can use them on different menu items easily with this way. I will show it to you. Sure, sometimes, for example, from right to left languages, you may need to some different styles, different CSS, and that's why we include the language tag. Yeah, sometimes it's useful. Yeah, so let's check our work, and we have this module position. We can edit. So we need to create top B. You can name it whatever you want again. And in this file, we have our module position. And I registered it in the default PHP file, and you can create your module. Yes, here we have. So that goes on same. So what about including our component area? Because at the moment we only have modules on our homepage. We don't display component area. So for that reason, I can create a main PHP file, and in this file I will include the message. This will display the system errors and notifications from Joomla. So it's better to have this one. I have grids from UIKit framework here, div class. So finally, I have component area. This will include your components into your layout, this code. But before that, I need to check if there is a right sidebar module position, because if you have right sidebar module position, you don't want to display the component with whole area. So first of all, I created a right module. I give it UK width medium 1 of 4. If you wonder about it, you can see from the UIKit grid. These are the classes, just like bootstraps one. So if there is a right module position, it will have 1 of 4 white. Otherwise, our component area, here is a PHP condition. If there is a right module position, it has 3 of 4 white. yes, white. Otherwise, it will display the whole area in the layout. So I will also include main PHP file in my default PHP file. And now I can go to Joomla administration panel. I can create an article because we don't have. Let's get some content. Etc. And let's make it featured because our home menu is featured articles. Refresh. Sorry. Yes, here is our article. So this is how you can include your components area into your template. And then you can create other modules. Unlimited modules you can create as you want. And now I want to display. Sometimes you need to have your home page only modules, not component area. But you want to display them inner pages. Let's create another menu item. It's block. Yes. Now we have our menu. We display article here, component here, and we also have here. But what if we don't want to display the component area on the home page? There is no such a feature in Joomla core, but we can handle it with our template config. Here we have a setting here. This object gets the active menu from Joomla and the language. If it's the default menu item, I can use this variable wherever I want. Also, I created another one, and this one checks if the template, in the template, this setting is, yes, hide component area. I have a radio button in the template XML file. If you have yes on that setting, it checks it, and if it's a default menu item, it won't display the component area in the default PHP file. So here is it. If it is not output, then display this area, but if it is default and output, then don't display the component area. So if I click yes and refresh the page, I don't have component area on the home page, but I have component area in the inner pages.
Sure. Something about this, I used to use this method also to hide component element on the home page, but there's one dangerous aspect about it. If you have a menu, if you have a link to some type of content and it's missing the item ID,
yeah,
it wants to display the content on the default page, and you go to the component.
Yeah.
So you will never display.
Yeah.
That's mainly it happens a lot using the search engine. So it
yes.
can be really dangerous.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's the point. Some modules have item ID option in their settings, so you can define a module item ID, menu item ID, then it will be displayed on that menu. But you are right. Sometimes it's dangerous. So, but you can. I have a solution for that too. I will display it soon. I will display it now. Let's come to the layouts. Yes, we have one default PHP file. We have one default PHP file, one layout, but we can have other layouts too. It's very easy. This is why I don't use index PHP file directly. Let's duplicate the default PHP file, and you can name it whatever you want. Let's name it alter, and I will open it. From this layout, I will remove slideshow, tab A and tab B blocks, also tab C. So on alter PHP file, I only have navigation, component area, bottom A and bottom B positions. Save it. And let's go to template details XML file. Here I have a field. This field is its type is file list. You can go to Joomla documentation again. Yes, here is the file list field. You can see all attributions, all options available here. Type, name, label, directory, etc. And here is my field. Its name is layout. So in my config file, I registered it like this. This params get layout and use it as layout variable. And the default value is default. You can name it whatever you want again. The label, the directory, this is the important part. As you can see, I have TPL directory and blocks, TPS directory, and I store my layouts in that directory. Alter PHP and default are in the TPS directory. So I need to define it here. Whenever you change your template's name, you need to change this too. Otherwise, it cannot detect the files. So I comment that this field will filter only PHP files, not the other files. So, and also this option makes it possible that it will strip the file extension name. So this field will automatically detect all PHP files, but it won't display the PHP extension name. So if we check our templates options, here is the layout field. We have alter here automatically because it detects automatically, but it doesn't display the PHP file extension. It's a very easy to use option, and it comes with Joomla by default. So what if, let's where is it? Yeah, let's remove this check, as you said, and we have main PHP file in our default PHP. So it is the component area will be displayed always in the default PHP file. But in alter PHP file, I will remove this condition again, and I also will remove the main PHP file. So no, I will remove from default one. Sorry. So our default layout doesn't have component area, but our alter layout has the component area here. So I will come to here and I will duplicate my template. Yes, name it whatever you want. I will make it inner pages. And from my settings, I will choose alter. And before saving it, make sure that you assign your template to menu item. Yes. Now, if I refresh the home page, I don't have component area, but if I click on the block menu, I have component area. I think this is the better way to display the component area. So, I don't know if you are out of time. Okay. Oh, it's fast. I didn't expect that. So, if you have questions, yeah, sure. Yeah, it's gonna be because I worked until today on that file, so it will be available in a few days, I hope. So when you turn back to home, you will get it.
Do you have any code inside the template to remove the default JavaScripts that are loaded?
Oh yes, you can unset them. We talked with. I don't know if I used here. Yes, I didn't use. There is an unset code for Joomla. Do you remember it? What's the code? Yes, I don't remember by heart. But there is an unset option for Joomla, so you can unset the any JavaScript file or CSS files with that code. But I want to show that here is another option. In my template settings, I have load Joomla UI. It's a radio button, and here it is. If load UI is yes, if it is enabled, then load Joomla's own bootstrap framework, bootstrap library. So if a user choose no for this one, Joomla's core bootstrap library won't be loaded. It won't be displayed on your template. It won't be used. Also, I can talk more about how to add style sheets to your template. As I said, you can use this code and you can define your path to the CSS files or JavaScript files. Also, you can use removed files too. For example, if you want to use Bootstrap 3 on your template, but if you don't want to store your files locally, you can use the same doc at style sheets, but this time you will give the URL. Yes.
You can also add extra parameter behind it.
Okay, here.
Yes, and then it's loaded at the end of the page.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, it doesn't work for everything. Some things have to be loaded before.
Sure.
It's in the middle of the application website. It says.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay. So if you have removed files, you don't have to store them locally. You can include them with the URLs here. And if you want, you can make them optional for your customers or for your own. You can create a option in your template XML details XML file, and if they choose load font awesome or bootstrap, then it will include those files. Otherwise, it won't include them. Yes. For our own templates, we use Warp framework and naturally UIKit framework, and why we use Warp framework? Because of UIKit. But I think so. It's very advanced features. Yeah. Yeah, that's the UIKit website, by the way. It's familiar to Bootstrap, but I think it has better features. So, would you like to continue? Because I have something to more show. Yes.
This is for responsive.
Yes, sure.
If you want to make your images adaptive, so if it's a small site, there's a nice plugin called user agent detector. Yes, well, he can tell you all about it.
Okay, sure.
But you can use the responsive.
Yes, I think the whole image will be loaded, but it will be displayed small, and if you use plugin, you can do if statements and load different parts.
Yes, as you can see, we have off-canvas bar here, and it's very beautiful. I really like it. I can show you how to use it if you want. Here is on Get UIKit website. Off-canvas is coming with the core here. You can get those codes from the website. So on our
how do you handle the fact that Joomla 3, the HTML output of Joomla 3 is always Bootstrap 2 based?
Oh,
so
it's.
how do you handle that? We have to create a lot of overrides to make the HTML output 5.
Yeah. It's a really serious trouble for us, for template makers. Yes, it's a really big trouble. But since we use Warp framework, it already unset the Bootstrap. So But when we used T3 framework, we have Bootstrap 2, we have Bootstrap 3 in the plugin of framework, we have again Bootstrap 3 in the template, and we then overwrite it. So it was a nightmare for us. So why we switched to Fark framework is that reason.
Is there somewhere, have you guys somewhere shared on GitHub somewhere your default set of overrides to have all components have overrides to adapt them to UI kit?
Oh, that's a good idea. We can do it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure. We can do something if you contact with me from Twitter or something. We can organize something. Yeah. So here is the off canvas. I created another module position. That's standard Joomla module position code, and I name it off canvas. This is the standard markup from the UI kits. You can get it from their website here. And also, this is the link to activate off canvas bar. So, but I will check again if there is a module published on the module position, then display it. Otherwise, don't display. So here is the result. You have a beautiful off canvas bar, and also thanks to classes, responsive classes, you can display these off canvas from the wider screens, and you can display it only on the mobile screens. Thus, you have a menu, a responsive, mobile-friendly menu, so they can tap on the hamburger icon, and they will have the off canvas bar within a menu within it. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Which JavaScript? From this setting.
If you have a browser that has
Okay.
Sometimes you can create a fallback. So if you have a button for the menu and you don't have JavaScript, it just displays it there.
Yeah.
Is it also in UI something like that?
I don't know that exactly, but I think so. I think so. But we should check it again to give an exact answer for that. Yeah.
You only check the files of change the components.
Sorry.